Here some time ago, down in the Southlands, they used to have the slavery for the colored folks. And the Africans, the Boers that went into Africa, bought those slaves or captured them and brought them over here and sold them to the southern people for slaves. And they just sold them like you would an automobile. It never was right. And they sold them down there for slaves. And they were sad. They'd have to whip them and make them work because they were sad. They'd go around and brokers and would buy a human being just like you'd go to a used car lot to buy you a used car. Oh, it was wrong. And when he would buy 4 or 5 years for a certain price and take them and sell them to another man for a certain price. Buy the great, husky, healthy, breed them big men to bigger women to make bigger, huskier slaves, like animals. One day a certain broker come by an old plantation, and he said, I would like to know how many slaves you have for sale. He said, oh, perhaps maybe a few. He said, now I looked them over and said, you may. And he went out on the plantation, and he began to look around, and he found them out there hollering at them, scolding them, because they were sad. They'd never go back home no more. Mama was over there, Daddy was over there, maybe baby was over there, husband over there. They'd never see him no more. They were here for slaves that died in sorrow and buried here. But this slave buyer happened to notice one young man. They didn't have to whip him. He had his chest out, his chin up, just everything just at the moment. And the slave buyer said to the owner, he said, I'd like to buy that. Oh, he said, but he's not for sale. He said, he's so much different from the other. Said, I know it. Said, just set your price, what you want for it. He said, I told you he's not for sale. He said, is he the boss over the rest of them? He said, no, he's just a slave. He said, do you feed him a little different from the rest of them? He said, no, they all eat out in the galley together. Or said, what makes this man so much different from the other slaves? He said, you know what? He said, I wondered about that one time myself, till I found out. Said, I found out that over in the homeland in Africa, his father was a king of the tribe. And said, though he's an alien, and he's away from home, but he still knows in his heart that he's a king's son. And he conducts himself like a king's son. What are we to do? How should we act? How should we conduct ourselves as sons and daughters of the King? We should dress, act, live, talk, testify like sons and daughters of God. Though we're aliens, we're in a strange land amongst a dying world, but yet we're sons and daughters of the King Jehovah God. We are to agree with His Word. We are to say amen to His Spirit. We are to unite ourselves together as brethren and as sisters and conduct ourselves as King's sons and daughters.